Hello everyone and welcome to The Weekend Donkey, a show where I talk about this week's biggest asses. Today we'll be covering a bit of YouTube drama, as this past week brought a certain meme into the spotlight. After the whole James Charles, Tati, and Jeffree Star drama disaster hit YouTube, it seemed like the community was tired of scandals and whatnot. At least not for another month or something. Nope. This week, Steven Crowder, the face of the Change My Mind meme, makes the news for using racial slurs and homophobic insults towards Carlos Maza, a host of Strike Through by Vox. Maza got bombarded by several insults, including him being a lispy queer, an angry little queer, and a gay Mexican. His voice got the recognition of Crowder, noting it as stereotypically gay, and he was even mocked with that said voice accent. The cherry on top was that a couple of these insults were made when Crowder was wearing a Socialism is for Fags shirt. And if that doesn't qualify you for being a donkey, I don't even know where to fucking begin. My personal opinion when it comes to sensitive stuff like this is that we live in a modern society with modern rights. You can think and feel and show off what you want, but no one seems to remember that it's a double-edged sword. That's why I strongly believe that racism will never end, sadly. Prejudice or people with phobias against others that do nothing to affect their everyday life will never go away, okay? Unless you want to live in a dystopian Judge Dredd society where you're forced to think like everyone else, people will have ideas that the majority find distasteful. However, this in no way excuses the behavior of, I have an audience so I'll say what I want. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. That's kindergarten logic right there. Just because you won't get carried off to the fucking gulags for saying shit like this doesn't mean you won't face repercussions for this toxic mindset. I would probably say that the thing that hits the nail on the freaking head in most of this situation is the fact that all of this is being seen by many, many fans. Fans that have potential to take these words to heart and take matters into their own hands. Maza actually got doxxed by said fans. You have to know your audience before saying shit like this if you plan on saying shit like this. Take for example Ian from iDubbbz TV. His Content Cop series are their clear as day insults and defamation to anyone he targets. Whether or not it's justified is completely up to the viewer. However, at the end of the day, he brings up reasons as to why X is a piece of shit or why Z is a hypocrite. Therefore, his audience, the ones that end up going after targeted people, and oh lord they do, they harass them under the premise of those reasons. Crowder's fans are harassing his target, however, under the banners of you're a queer and you're a gay Mexican. That's the agenda. Even if you don't care much for the insults, or you're on the side of words are just words, you gotta admit that hurling them out like that over the internet with a pretty sizable audience is just stupid for the sake of PR. Now, YouTube wasn't able to do much with Crowder other than demonetize his channel, since technically he didn't do anything that broke their laws. Sure, he had intent on hurting Maza with the word choice that he used, but for fuck's sake, every other video on YouTube has the same level of shit spewing as this. I don't want the kid that falsely called James Charles a pedophile last month point a finger at Crowder for being the single most hateful person on the platform. People turning their backs from Crowder's platform is punishment enough in my opinion. Whether or not YouTube has to make changes towards its hate speech control is out of the scope of this video and what's being brought up here. In other words, I ain't stepping anywhere near that political mess. Above all else, my nomination for the Donkey Award goes to Steven Crowder for the irreparably dumb decision to make mostly homophobic insults towards someone else over the internet, only then to retract into saying it was a comedy show and that it was just a joke. Not only that, but the lack of awareness of an impressionable audience willing to take action to what you say is the icing on the freaking cake. Congratulations, Steven Crowder. You are a weekend donkey. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more of this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. The Weekend Donkey is posted on the weekend, so, hit that bell if you want to be notified. I'll see you in the next episode, gentlemen and ladies.